Hey YouTube, it's your girl Trevina Love, back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How you doing, my busy bee? Staying busy, I hope. Keeping it sexy, child. We try to always, and today, let's do something a little crazy. Now, I tried this on a live. It worked out beautifully. It was kind of a sin. It was kind of weird. But I think I'm figuring it out enough to where I'm comfortable. What am I talking about? The Made by Mitchell color cases. I've got all the color cases. He only had 2 available. So he has the rainbow one. As you see, I've been playing in it. And I have the complexion one. Now, when I tried to do it, I did a full face of the color case. And it worked out well. Don't get me wrong. It was great. But I felt so wrong. I felt like it was just so wrong to use it as my complexion and everything, grinding it into my face, because it doesn't move. So I figured we'll use it for little things and see how that works out. So today I figured I'd create a look using the Glam Liter X Scooby Doo palette. See that? And the color that screamed out to me the most was, of course, the purples and the blues, but I said, you know what, let's get out of that comfort zone and go back to what you're told, which is green is for brown eyes. So I'm going to use this green row, and I love the way it has it set up, where you can just pick what you want, but if you wanted to, you can block it and just have a look that way, you know, just pick 3 or 4 and have a look, or you can go up and down. It all depends, but I really do see a cohesive look right here. And then using this, of course, to kind of make everything seamless. So let's get into it. We're going to use both cases. We're going to use the Scooby Doo and the Glam Liter, and the color cases. So just putting it on with my finger. I'm going to pick the one that's a little brighter than my skin tone. And I'm just going to put my finger in it, warm it up. That I've learned. Oh, I'm also going to use the mirror, and I wanted to give you a little ASMR. Is that what it's called? Because it's got the... I don't know who likes that stuff, but it's weird to me. But I think it's funny. Mirror's cute. It's got 2 little hearts on the front, and then it's got Scooby Doo on the back. So I'm going to just put this on here, the brown, the flesh tone one, under the brow, and just blend it out with my finger. And then I'm going to go into this green as my base. Okay, so we're going to use the brushes from the Glam Liter set and see if that will be enough to do a cohesive look. I blended out the green with my finger, and I built out the brown to my brow. So now I'm just going to go into this dark navy green. I'm not going to really be able to see it on the brush. But it's kind of just building up some dust here. I don't want to tap it off. I'm going to pat it in to the eye. I'm going to do that on the outer V and in the crease. That green damn near is a perfect match. So I want to darken it up some. So I'm going to go into the darkest blue in this palette because they don't give you any black. So let's see if that'll darken up. Yeah. It helps a little bit. The color is very vivid, so you can still see that it is blue even over this green, which is nice. That way you can see. So now we're going to put in this lighter navy green in the middle. See if that will do anything, and blend it together with the blue on the end. And that looks really good together. I'm just stippling motion, just tapping it and sliding it just a little bit. Not bad. Now with this palette, there is definitely a lot of fallout. I mean, all I was doing was blending and adding, had to keep adding more color because it was blending away. But it needed, it does need something, like maybe even a stickier base, because this does dry down and it doesn't stay sticky long. So I'm going to use the next brush in the line with a little of this activated water from P. Louise. And I'm going to wet it. I'm going to go into the shimmer that I want. I'm probably going to use 2 different green shimmers. And I'm going to use my finger so I don't get it too messed up, you know, in the pan, getting hard pan. And then see if I can use it to move it around, make it a little moist. Yeah, that helped a little bit to get the shimmer to stick. I totally forgot to press record, and I'm going to show you the other. I ended up layering the shimmers with the lime green and the peachy pink one, and it looks so chromy, duochrome, and different dimensions on it. It's really, really cute. Let me show you. So I use this first all over, and then I brightened up the inner corner with this one, and then I put this one towards the rear, the middle portion of the eye, and just guided it in. So the inner corner, the main eye. Yeah, that came out really, really stunning. All right. Let's move on to complexion. Let me clean all this up, put on some foundation, and we'll try the Made by Mitchell's for complexion. Okay, so we're going to try it 2 ways. Either with, because I did do it with the brush before, and that's what worked out the best. I have not tried it with the sponge. So I'm going to just rub off some of the excess off of the brush so it doesn't make it too dark. Okay. Of course, I'm not prepared once I turn the camera on, right? Let's just grab this flat concealer-like brush, and we're going to go into the same light brown we used to carve out our brow area with our finger, and a little bit lighter. And we're just going to use that as concealer. Just mixing them both together. Because I can't, if I use just the one that I did on my brows, it will definitely just look exactly like my skin tone. Don't need that, but I was trying to use everything on the brush. So I'm going to start blending it out with this brush, and I'm going to go over it with the other brush. So I really want to get under the eye with this color case, because it'll be easier to have that kind of base on it for the bottom lid shadow, which I rarely do, but I'm going to do it today. Smoke out with some of this black color case, honestly. I mean, it goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way. That's not the problem. The problem is it's not easy to move unless it's moist. So I have a moist beauty blender, and I'm just going to moisten it up some more with some of this and pat this in. And what that spray is a P. Louise water spray. I mean, it does its thing. Look at it. I mean, it's blending in beautifully. But it has to be extremely wet. That's why I said it kind of feels like a sin, because you have to soak your face to get it on. What is it, baby? Can't get into the room? Dealing with the cat. Let me blend this out. It blended out beautifully. It's not heavy. It's not cakey. It dries down. It works for me. I think it works really well. And that's just using the color case. And I use these two colors, this one and this one, to brighten under the eye. I'm going to use this one. No. This one to bronze with. And just take that on this brush. I could go a little darker. I'll layer it. I'll just mix it together with the other one. So that's what I was worried about, it getting too dark. Just put a little bit on top. Just mix those two together, and I'm gonna blend those out. And I'm gonna use the brush to blend out the contour so I have it precise. And I'm working in sections, as you see. I'm not trying to rush. That's what I've learned. I can take my time as long as I keep the brush moist. Just like for the neck, I'm gonna go a little deeper, mix it. And just spray with my P. Louise. And just blend it downwards. Now we're going to set and bake with this hard candy setting and baking powder. Just so that we can protect the color case. It sets really well. Like I don't really have to bake. I just prefer it. It's one of my things. I have such a oily under eye on occasions because of my eyelids itself is oily. But sometimes underneath my eyes I get a little oily and sweaty, and I want to block that by adding the powder. And I love a lot of powder. I used to call myself a powder hoe because I love powder all over. So let that sit for a few minutes. And I'm going to set the rest of the face with this CoverGirl Full Spectrum Powder. Just put that in between with the brush. And even before I dust everything away, I'm going to bronze with e.l.f. That way it's all cohesively blended together. I'm just tapping it a little bit because I don't want it to be too dark. We just underpaint it. So that's more than enough. It's that little underpainting to bronze with. Oh, I forgot about the one under my chin. See how it doesn't move? It just really takes a minute to work it in. The color case, if you let it dry too much. Okay, so now we're going to just dust this all away. And before we get rid of all the under eye, I'm going to leave a little bit behind. Just enough just a little bit. I'm gonna leave behind. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this pencil brush from the Scooby Doo collab with Glam Liter. And I'm gonna use some of the white and do under my eye, and then I'm gonna go over it with the green. And I can tightline by putting it, tightlining is in the lashes. Waterline is a waterline. So I'm just gonna put it in the lash line and smudge it out just enough to where I want it to be bright, but not, as you can see the difference, it's bright, but it's not consuming the whole eye. That way the eye doesn't shrink when I add the black or the green. I'm just lightly going in between my lashes. There we go, that's much better. All right, and now I'm gonna go into the green with a little bit of black. Put that on the back of the hand and warm it up. Just a little bit. And then do the funny looks and smudge it out. See, it's kind of hard to see my under eyes because I have such folds from aging, but I've always had really small eyes, so I'm gonna brighten it up with a little bit more of that white in the inner corner. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little of this fuchsia and a little of this pink, I mean the tiniest amount, like that. I'm not gonna go back in. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use that as a little bit of blush. And I want to put it on top of the powder because I'm gonna dust away the rest of this with a little bit of powder, orangey powder. And this will just make it last all day, adding that little bit of warmth to the skin through the, oh, that's right, I'm not gonna use the Made by Mitchell blush. I'm gonna use the Glam Liter blush. Whoa. Forgot about the little slip cover. It jumped out at me. So what color should we use? I think this fingerprint, because that's kind of what I was going for. I'm just gonna go for both. Let's go for both. Oh, and it also has one. Not really a good pull, but okay. Ooh, Glam Liter girl came through. Look at that. With the pigment, I didn't think it was going to be that pigmented. But oh yeah, she is. Wow. That's a lot of blush. And I like it. That looks so good. All right, so I'm gonna put some highlighter on. I like that little snowy look. I like this. This is definitely going in my everyday. That looks good together. It really, really does. Both mixed together. Okay, let me dust away the rest of that powder. Anything that's left. Oh yeah. We're gonna also use the black from the color case to line our lashes and to make our wing with the same pencil brush. That way it's not so thick. I like to tightline the top, the inner corner and everything. So I'll do that and be right back. Okay, so last thing, we're gonna use the Velma Glam Liter Collab Lip Duo. It comes with the lipstick. Very cute. I like this nude. It's quite warm. And then it comes with a gloss. It's more see-through with just a little hint of shimmer or multi-chrome in it. So I've already lined my lips with the Tiffany X Glam Liter Collab. Really love this lip liner, and I wish they just sold the lip liner, honestly, because I've gone through the lip liner. Ooh, hold up. I like that. That is a good color. All right, now I'm gonna ruin it by trying to put the lip gloss on top. Hope it doesn't mess it up, because I really do like this combo. This is really pretty together. Ooh, I think I don't want to mess up the wand, so I'm just gonna take it on my finger. And that way I can control it. Yeah, and I don't need that much, because she goes. Yeah, I like that. I probably can rock it. All right. And the last thing I put on my face before I cut out and lost a little bit of footage was this Aspen highlighter that I found at the Dollar Tree. She's definitely highlighting. The makeup is definitely makeuping today. So yeah, thank you all so much for spending time with me. You know I appreciate it. I really do. If you're new here, hey, I'm your girl Javina, and I love everything about everything and anything in between. And that includes you, my makeup, my skincare, and more. If you're into that, please join the hive. We'd be glad to have you. And if you're not new here, I see you, sis. And here's a much better look at the makeup. The eyeshadow is eyeshadowing, like, really. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.